Hello all. It's been a while. I thought we would start the videos up again, except this time they're not called peak oil news updates. They'll just be called, they'll have different title each and every time. And we're going to go on a bike ride. The videos might have some oil news in them, like this one's going to. So let me go show you something. We're going to go visit Alberta, Canada. In fact, it's right up here. Here's Fort McMurray. Where's my finger? And right there is where we're going. This is how big, and this is the scale on Google Maps. Let's drill down. Anybody know what that is? You know how big that lake is? Okay, we're going to head on up this trail behind me and then go down the hill, and let me do some explaining down there. Yeah, that's the tar sands of Alberta, Canada. How big is that thing getting these days? Well, according to my sources, it's the size of Florida. Or if you're over in Europe, it's the size of Wales and England put together. That's how huge it is. It's getting bigger and bigger. And here's the thing. The Canadian government wants it to be 6 times larger. That's huge. That's so bad. And let me show you why. We'll have to go over to the board. So you're going to bake a cake, and you end up using flour and water and eggs and whatever else you want to put in it. Alright, and while you're making this cake, these particles, this carbon particle, this is from the periodic table. You don't have to remember that. Anyway, it's carbon, and carbon is coming out of the tar sands. You can actually smell the tar sands over 25 miles away, and it's full of toxic stench. Just ask people in Fort McMurray. So you're somewhere in Canada making a cake, and carbon floats into your cake. Just a couple of molecules, doesn't matter, maybe 2. That's not important either. Then there's a factory down the street from you, about 10 miles, and they're pumping out sulfur. The government's telling you that the sulfur that it's pumping out is perfectly okay if a few pieces of sulfur get into your body and stay there. It's safe for you. Same with the tar sands. The government says that the amount of carbon spewed from the tar sands is safe. Now, there's another factory down this side of the street, down further, over here, that is pumping out Lytus. What do you mean you don't know what Lytus is? It's on the periodic table. It's written right here on the board. See right here. So anyway, so you have these 3 combinations, and the Lytus, which is in low quantities, safe to enter your body at low quantity. Because the emissions are so low, it's safe for you to get these emissions into your body. So you go ahead. So you go ahead and make your cake. It's a beautiful chocolate cake with cheese, cream cheese frosting, all scratch. Okay, we've been riding a while, and we're in the deep woods. It's very cold this morning, and look at how orange the sun is. We'll be going on down that direction, continuing with the ride here in October. Okay, this looks pretty good right up here. Yeah, this will work. Let's lay down the bike so I can do this correctly. This, and this are the 3. Alright. So let's say that this one's over here in the goich, and it's just sitting there, bioaccumulated. Now this one here is sitting over here in the block, and it's bioaccumulating, and this one here is in your gut. Alright, so all these things start, you know, your body's always in motion, right? And it's things are coming and going all the time. And these three get together, and guess what they make? These three turn into this. And you begin to eat this cake. Oh, and you're enjoying this cake. Oh, and it's so moist right in here. Oh, well, anyway. So you get, your cake has 2 particles of carbon, 1 particle of sulfur, and 3 particles, oh, my pen's dying already, 3 particles of lightest. Alright, what happens? Okay, so these particles come together in your goich, and what you end up with myelitis, which is that 1 particle you saw, and the myelitis is 105 myelitis, and the number is 111.111.112. You don't have to remember that. So the myelitis particle ends up in your body, right over here. And because it's in your goich, it immediately starts cancer. Now, anybody that knows myelitis knows that if you get myelitis in your goich, you will have cancer in 7 years. This is all hypothetical. Is that right? So within 7 years, your goich will end up expanding outside of your body like this. And as soon as it gets 7 inches from one end to the other, you die of cancer instantly. It's the very day that it becomes 7 inches you die. So for 7 years, you end up having this bulge on your side, getting bigger and bigger. You get calipers and you measure it with the tape, and you try to have the doctor remove it, but if he does, your goich explodes and you end up dead anyway. So they just say leave it. So all of a sudden, you start seeing other people with goich bumps, and you know they have myelitis. So the point of this video is that when you start putting particular particles or particulates into the air, water, and food chain, they can combine and make an even horrible particle that the government doesn't even know about, and doesn't know how much it takes to get cancer from it. And that's why you don't want to use this dirty tar sands. It has so many bad chemicals in it that it could mix with other chemicals like litis, and you end up with myelitis. And nobody wants that. So that's the one good reason why you don't want something like tar sands in Canada. And the government wants to go 6 times larger? Crazy. So the next time you're eating your cake, think about things like Canadian tar sands, and why going to alternative energy might be a lot safer for us all. Okay, let's take 2. We just tried this and it wasn't even running. So we've come to water's edge. We can't go any further. Let me show you. Out there's the ocean. I saw something here I wanted to show you. I haven't seen this before. Okay, guys, until next time. It's nice to be back on the video. We'll see you next time.